Craft Club, Craft Club. We're all gonna craft at Summer Camp Craft Club. You will craft, and I will craft, and we'll all craft because it's Craft Club, Summer Camp, Kevin Yee's Craft Club. Hello, everyone. We are painting this crystal dinosaur, which, as you saw, I successfully did. I successfully added crystals to this dinosaur, and now we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint it with these fun colors that come with it. They only come with yellow, blue, and red. And I'm gonna say, let's see, what is the best way to do it? Because I feel like I should just put it into this painting thing that I have from the dollar store, also from the dollar store, from another project, and just add some water to that. Does that sound right? I mean, here's the thing. I could not find the instructions. I probably threw it away somewhere. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna pour out a little. Okay, I'm just gonna pour out a little and see. Oh wait, I was gonna do, what was I gonna do? Yellow stomach, blue body, red spikes. So I feel like we need to start with, what do we need to start with? We need to start with the yellow, you think? So let's start with the yellow for like the feet and the bottom part of the body. There's a motorcycle going by, ruining my life and day, ruining my peace of mind. That's what they do. That's what motorcycles do. Okay, well, why don't I just do them all? No, let me just start with the yellow and red. Listen, let's be mathematical with our crafts. I have water in my water bottle, which I have a little sip too. Do you all like eat and drink while you're doing your crafts? What do y'all do? Because I feel like I'm not a big eater while I'm crafting or drinker while I'm crafting because I'm very busy. I'm very busy doing the craft. And so, okay, I added this water. Did I add too much? Because they are supposed to be watercolor, right? Oh, look at that. Okay. That's okay, right? Do you see that? It is going in. I don't want to put it too close. I don't want it to drip everywhere now because we're painting, but it's kind of more of a watercolor situation as we go. Okay, so this is how we paint our crystal dinosaur. We're giving it little yellow feeties. I love some yellow feeties. I might switch this around and make the body red and the horns blue. What do y'all think of that? Is that too much of a shift from what I was gonna do? Are you upset at me now that I have gone away from my planned architecture? Okay, I see, like, because I do have actual paint, but I see why this is a special like watercolor paint that you need to use because, and it's probably highly toxic as well. But you want to use something that's not as you know, painty because you want it to be, let's see. You want to see the crystals is what I'm trying to say. We're making magic and whimsy here. I was talking in the last episode about my Auntie Marie, who was a big part of my childhood, and and who I kind of see myself like emulating as I am that age, and now I am the single, artistic outsider of the family. Like the one trying to be creative and make things. And I was thinking about this toy that I'm making right now. And it reminded me because I was saying I go to the dollar store a lot. And if you do get to see my movie, Crochet and Depression, this is a big subplot of the movie. Except I changed aunt to uncle because it made more sense with the story. But this is the story of my Auntie Marie. And what she used to do is she bought this little property on an island. I mentioned that last time. She wanted to find her piece, right? And on the island, she had this little tree in front of the cabin that she built. And now the cabin, first of all, I did not know this, but she illegally built it. And it was a fire hazard. So I don't even know how that cabin came to be in fruition. But she had this cabin, and it was like a 2-level cabin, and we used to go in the summer. It was not my thing. Like it was really like there was electricity somehow, I believe, but there was no toilet. So there was an outhouse, and that outhouse was a hole in the ground, and I did not like going there. I am not interested in living that life. You know what I'm saying? But what she used to do is she used to say, like, give us this little story that on the island there were these fairies. And these fairies loved pictures. They loved pictures. They loved, like, if we drew them art, if we drew pictures, the fairies would come and they would give us little toys. And so she had this little kind of birdhouse that was right in front of the cabin by the trees in this kind of like very weed area, not weed, but like weedy, like there's plants and there's like all of this mystical, magical area of this island. And there was this, she put a little birdhouse there, and she said the elves or the fairies lived there. And yeah, if we put something in there, they would come and they would give us a little gift. So me and my brother used to do that, and my cousins, we used to draw these pictures and we would put it into the house, and then lo and behold, a few hours later we would go back and there would be a little toy there, and it would usually be a fun sparkly little trinket like this or something. You know what I mean? A fun, cute toy for us to play with. And I found that really magical and beautiful, because she created whimsy and magic in a world where I feel like in my middle age there is none. I feel like, I have lost magic, I have lost spirituality, I have lost the sense of, the unknown. And she, instead of like going and falling for it and going into it in the way that I have, she created it, and she created it for other people. And what I think is interesting with, children these days, kids these days, is that I feel like a lot of them have lost whimsy, because we are now in a very social media age, and a very like, I don't know, it's a very front-facing way to live. Whereas when I was a child, I feel like I believed in a lot of magic. I saw a lot of magic, or felt like I saw a lot of magic. And now, I don't blame kids though, because I don't see it myself. Okay, this red is very blood red. Do I dare? Or do I mix red with yellow? What color does that make? Right, orange. See, I've lost all of these skills. I'm gonna make my dinosaur orange, because I like an orange. It's getting to be a dark red orange, but the red is very blood red. Can you see that red? I'm gonna use this one instead. I don't want to tip it over. So it is kind of like the lesson, and the lesson in my movie too, is to create the whimsy that you want to see in the world, because, especially as you're older, it's just not there. It's just not in the world, or it doesn't feel like that to some people like me. Maybe you see the whimsy in the world. Do you see whimsy in the world as you grow older? I've lost all of it. I've really lost all of it, and I wish I could get it all back, because it is the only thing that I used to believe in. I used to believe even in a God. Even though I was not religious or raised religious, it always just felt like something or someone was watching over me. And I really have stopped feeling that way. And there is a part of me that when I make something like this, and there's something unexplainable about the joy that it brings you, I'm like, well, maybe that is God. Like, maybe that is the awareness that I'm trying to look for in the world. That is the peace, that is the love that I want in the world that I've been struggling for so long to find. But my Auntie Marie really built it up, and she built it up for me when I was a child, and she built it up for my brother and for my cousins. And I think that's really important, that we have people in our lives that do have some sort of whimsy and create something, a memory, a core memory for us, because as we get older, that's kind of all we have left. And then our memory fades because we get older. I'm having bad memory problems too. And I'm like, okay, I gotta start eating my spinach? What's the memory vegetable that we have to eat? But I really believed my aunt. I really believed my aunt that there were fairies in the world, because she created that world for me. And this is what I say in the movie too, is like, the truth is, there are fairies if she was the fairy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying a fairy is a mystical creature. Like, if somebody creates that, then they are the person that is creating that, and they are the fairy. Does that make sense? Or is that a little bit too weird? Is that a little bit too weird for Craft Club today? It's just a core memory that I have, and I go like, well, you can be the fairy, you can be the Santa Claus, especially as you're an adult. Like, that is kind of your responsibility now. You take on that responsibility that other people gave you as a child. And I will say my nephew and niece don't believe in a lot of that stuff. But I also think, like, just because those two children don't believe in that doesn't mean there's other children in the world that don't believe in kind of the mystics and the you know, the fairies of the world. How is this looking? I think you guys have the bad view, because I have some of the places where there's no crystals, and the watercolor paint is not actually painting onto it, which is fine. I'm not mad at that. It can do what it wants. I'm just amazed that I put this in water with a packet of crystals, or what they said was crystals, and it actually grew onto it. Like, I'm amazed by that. Even if my nephew is not. No, and listen, my niece and nephew, they're great. And I love them, and I'll be there for them no matter what. I will be there for the bad times. The formative teenage years, where they no longer want to paint crystal dinosaurs. I shall sit in my own apartment and do that myself, because someone's got to do it. Someone's got to keep the whimsy alive, and sometimes that person has to be you. So I hope that you keep the whimsy alive, if not for someone else, for yourself. Because that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm crocheting. That's why I'm making this. That's why I'm going to the dollar store. That's why I'm just trying to, like, live every day of my unemployment to the best of my ability and monetize my social media, specifically my YouTube, because I think we could have some fun with longer form videos. Don't you think? I think we could have a lot of fun with my longer form videos. But right now, I can't do that. I cannot do that because social media, specifically YouTube, will not let me monetize. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I need to let it dry a little bit, but I got some yellow feet. Okay, let me turn it the better way. I got some yellow feet and some orange, and so all I have to do is the blue spikes, and then I have to put on eyes and a nose, but that will be the next episode because we're already at the end of our time today. Did you enjoy that I did not screw up my crystal dinosaur? I hope that you are on the other side cheering and excited that this was not screwed up, that I was able to do it. And next time we will finish it with the blue. We'll give it some eyes. We'll give it some nose. We'll make the whimsy in the world that we want to see, because that's what we do here at Craft Club Summer Camp. Craft Club Summer Camp. It's all gonna craft at Craven's Craft Club Summer Camp. You will craft summer camp, and I will craft summer camp. We're all gonna craft and make whimsy for everyone, including ourselves and our families, and everyone, our neighbors and friends. We're gonna make the whimsy, yeah, at Craft Club Craft Club!